I think careers to some extent are a series of moments, and they can either positively or not positively impact your ability as a leader. And I guess I would maybe throw out a couple. I know you only asked for one, but if I could be afforded two, I think the first one is a key insight was how we leveraged a shared services center in Hyderabad when I was at Thomson Reuters. A lot of companies go out and do this, right? They set up shared services centers in lower cost locations. In the past, for the most part, it's treated as a transactional team. We at Thomson Reuters were going through a transformation initiative, and one of the things that we wanted to do was to, reduce costs in certain areas so we can invest in other areas. This wasn't a cost-cutting exercise, but it certainly was an exercise to, find investments so we could invest in other parts of the business. And so we as a leadership team were thinking through, well, what can we do? We have this, team of people in Hyderabad. They're doing a lot of good transactional work for us. Is there an opportunity? And one of the things that, I had the opportunity of doing was to treat this team like they were part of the finance team. Why can't they do the work that, we're doing onshore just because they're in a different location? They're smart people. I mean, one of the things that I've always been super impressed with whenever I've been in India meeting with these people is they're highly educated, super smart, have a ton of ambition. And so the thought process was, how do we get that team to activate, what they're actually capable of doing? And so this required a lot of discussion, planning, influence. People in the business were not for it because they're like, the time zones are all messed up. We're never going to have time to talk to these people. Concept makes sense, but in practice, it doesn't make sense. So we planned. We had a lot of discussions. I had the advantage of being the head of corporate finance at the time. I didn't try to use that to my advantage because what I wanted to do is to discuss this with people and listen and make sure that the planning took into account people's perspectives, as well as trying to find people to champion the change with us. So while it wasn't perfect and while it took a while to get the transition, it's still in place and it's still working. And, maybe this is a simple idea, but I'll go back to where I started. I think careers are made of, simple moments. It's not just one big bang thing, or at least that's my experience.